All parties in the matter of the church and state versus Jesus Christos, please enter. All rise. Honorable Justice Fair Play presiding.
You may be seated. Members of the jury, may you rise. Members of the jury, your job here today is to determine whether the defendant, Mr. Jesus Christus, is guilty or not guilty based on the evidence exposed here in court. You may be seated. Defense, are you ready? Prosecution, are you ready?
Ready.
You may begin. You can call your first witness.
Your Honor, for my first witness, I call Mr. Simon.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I always do.
Mr. Simon, thank you for coming here to the courthouse. I know you were in court for that, and I thank you for being part of this. Mr. Christos, he was a specially invited guest to your home for a special occasion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That must have been quite extraordinary, right?
Yes, it was. Indeed, it was. I mean, until she started doing what she was doing.
She knew.
Miriam, she was way too close and personal with him. I mean, she probably thought we wouldn't notice, but her perfume filled the room and that gave her away. I mean, at first I thought he would have stopped her. You know, anybody would, but this man encouraged her erotic behavior, telling us to leave her alone. he allowed this woman to touch him, to caress him, to kiss him, to wipe his feet with her hair. Disgusting.
And so, just to be clear, Mr. Simon, the man you are referring to today is a defendant, Mr. Christopher.
Yes, him. I mean, he had my respect. That's why I invited him in the first place.
And so, what did you think of Mr. Christos after this inappropriate display?
After I saw that, he lost all my respect. I mean, I wouldn't believe he's a prophet even if you paid me. And for him to think of himself as the Messiah, that's even more ridiculous. I mean, to allow himself to be involved or to keep company with such a despicable character, such an outcast. I mean, I knew something was wrong. He must be a fraud.
Thank you so much, Mr. Simon.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense,
It's
your
crazy.
witness.
A fraud, you say, huh?
Yeah.
Simply because he chose to remain in the company of someone you consider an outcast.
Yes, exactly. And a disgusting one at that. I mean, and even a minor prophet would not keep company with such a repulsive tramp. Yes. Wait, excuse me? I'll have you know, I have never been involved with any such tramp. You must be kidding me. Excuse me? My nickname? What does that have to do with anything?
Answer.
I don't see why.
Mr. Simon, answer the question.
All right, fine. They call me the leper. Oh my goodness. Wow. Is that obvious, huh? Okay, fine. Yeah, why? Like, so what?
So it means that you yourself is an outcast and are very repulsive of that.
I'll have you know that I have never been, nor would I ever be, as bad as Miriam is, and probably still is, and probably will ever be.
Of course not. I suppose your standing in the community makes you a better outcast than she could ever be, correct?
You understand that it's the law that didn't allow my family to visit.
The law saw you as unfit and unclean to be around anybody, right? So you have to understand that according to the law saw you as despicable as this woman was. Clearly wanted to see Mr. Christos. But you want to get personal with him too?
Okay, I want you to understand this. I am Simon. You can't dare be comparing me to that woman.
Listen, I'm going to make all the comparisons to you, Mr. Simon. But let me tell you this one thing. Mr. Christos must have been one honorable prophet to be invited to you by your good self. Even though you weren't so good yourself. And this same Mr. Christos, he's a fraud. Why? Because he meets or was just as despicable as you were. But perhaps still are. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Simon, you may step down.
Step down? You mean to her level?
Mr. Simon, hold it. You may step down.
Oh. Okay. My apologies.
The prosecution will call its second witness.
For my second witness, I call Mr. Malchus.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Oh, yes, I do. Mr. Malkus, I know that you are a valuable member of the community, and your voice is very important in this trial. Testimony says that you were present when a Canaanite woman, Miss Cyril, came and met Mr. Christos. Is that correct?
Yes, I was around, and I should point out to you that Miss Cyril is not a member of the church, but she came seeking for help desperately from Mr. Christos, whom she thought could help her.
And what kind of help was Miss Cyril looking for?
Well, after hearing all the rumors about Mr. Christos, although they were unfounded, if you ask me, somebody told her that Mr. Christos was the Messiah. So even if she wasn't a member, she came seeking for help for her distressed daughter, whom she left at home.
How did Mr. Christos react? When Miss Cyril came and asked for help for her daughter. A noble request, I might add.
Well, remember, she was desperate, but when you're desperate, you don't let pettiness keep you down. So she kept on begging.
So he continues to beg Mr. Christos, and he doesn't respond. But I assume that if Miss Cyril kept begging and begging and begging, that maybe he would be more kind.
Kind? I think you wasted that thought. And I should let you know that when Miss Cyril came to him and asked for help, he did not even have the courtesy to look at her. This was so disrespectful. Why? Because she wasn't a member of the church? And he has been telling everyone that he so loved this world. Well, clearly people like Miss Cyril do not belong to his world.
Interesting. What kind of things did this loving Christos say to Miss Cyril?
Who, you really want to know?
Please.
Well, if you must know, Mr. Christos called her a dog.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you heard me. He called her a dog because she was not a member, that's why.
And so, for everyone here and the jury, just to clarify, you are sure that that's what he said?
Of course I am. And I couldn't stand around to listen to all those insults coming from a man that she never met before. I left, and it wasn't even me. Messiah, you mean mistake.
Thank you, Mr. Malkus. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Malkus, it's a shame that you left his presence when you did.
Shame that I left? You mean it's a shame that Miss Cyril stayed with this man for that long?
Now, would it interest you to know that Miss Cyril's daughter got better?
Well, if anything happened, I believe she had to twist his arms. She wasn't a member, remember?
Hey, buddy, he treated her like one. I want you to recall, the daughter got better because Mr. Christos stepped in. And now, do you know that those words that sounded like insults to you were like crumbs falling from her master's table? Now, her persistence in his presence paid off after all. It's, this non-member, as you call her, got more than she ever bargained for. In fact, she left believing that she is one of his. It's a shame you left when you did. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank God, because I can't stand to sit in his presence any longer.
Is that all?
Okay. Your Honor, I will be calling my third witness, Miss JJ, to the stand, please.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ms. JJ, thank you for being here. You are the chief editor of the Jerusalem Journal, and your work has been in covering the so-called ministry of this alleged Messiah. What are your findings?
Well, I've been doing this from the very beginning. With all the buzz going around, it was hard to ignore all the euphoria, so I decided to cover it myself.
The conclusions in your journal and your publications lead many to believe that you have a few questions.
I have more doubts than questions concerning Mr. Christos.
Doubts? How so?
Mr. Christos appears to be the perfect gentleman, but one with a hidden agenda. Threats to destroy the Jewish temple certainly don't help his cause, especially when he spoke about building it back in 3 days. I saw this as a coded message concerning some form of terrorism.
Objection, Your Honor. Ms. JJ is no expert in terrorism.
Sustained. Members of the jury, you are advised to ignore the witness's last comment.
Okay. But what's the word on the ground then? Last I checked coming in, the temple is still standing, right?
And that's my point. Many believe he's planning an overthrow. Some of his disciples are already campaigning for offices in this new government of his. He's even encouraging people not to pay taxes to Rome.
But why would a man need to overthrow any government when he is so capable of performing so many miracles?
Miracles? Are you okay? Have you ever heard of the saying, all that glitters is not gold? Well, based on our research, we believe Mr. Christos has connections with the underworld. This would explain all the semi-demi and magicals he performs. Certainly not miracles.
Would you mind expanding on this? The underworld, please.
Like Beelzebub Enterprises, there are just too many inconsistencies that do not add up to him being anything Jewish, far less the Messiah.
Thank you, Ms. JJ.
Of course.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, your witness.
Miss JJ, were you able to interview any of those that were healed?
No, I wasn't. They disappeared so quickly that I...
Oh, they
have-
disappeared. So you're admitting that, a miracle was performed?
I meant they quickly left the scene. Geez. The word disappear is only a figure of speech.
Ah, precisely. It's interesting that a figure of speech never entered your journalistic mind when Mr. Christos was referring to destroying the temple. You do know that the scrolls say that, our body is the temple of God, right? And it never occurred to you that Mr. Christos was referring to his own body as the temple, as a figure of speech?
Then he would have or he should have said that.
Maybe you should have spoken with him,
Well,
like you like to speak with everybody else.
Well, I wanted to, but I just didn't have the time. I need to get as much information.
As much what? Gossip? So you can publish and promote your publication?
Gossip. The Jerusalem Journal is one of the most popular sources of information.
Popularity is not credibility, Miss JJ. You ever heard that before? If you have not spoken with Mr. Christos, I don't know how you could be qualified to speak on the credibility of miracles being performed. Certainly you can't be qualified or have credibility to be an editor of your journal, far less chief editor.
Excuse me? What are you trying to say?
You did not speak to any of those that were healed. You didn't even speak to Mr. Christos himself. Yet you want to sit here and tell us that we need to listen to you about miracles being performed, that Mr. Christos is having these powers to heal and all that because he's connected some powers of darkness?
Well, yes, we are quite certain he has connections with the underworld.
You seem quite familiar with this underworld, Miss JJ. Is it Mr. Christos that we need to be concerned about here? No further questions, Your Honor.
Do y'all hear this guy?
Miss JJ, you may now step down.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now that's a figure of speech I chose to take literally.
The prosecution may call its fourth witness.
Your Honor, for my fourth witness, I call Dr. Akul. Loud.
Take your time.
Can we have some help for Dr. Akul? He seems to be unwell.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, sir.
Dr. Akul, I see that you've settled in. You are an expert in the field of psychiatry with your own private practice. And from what I understand, you've been a keen observer of the defendant. And so, what is your prognosis of Mr. Christos?
I think Mr. Christos suffers from a very acute case of Christophania. Yes, it's a rare disease and condition affecting mostly religious fanatics, somehow causing them to manifest split personalities, together with conjuring up all kinds of fantasies and delusions of all kinds.
So, Dr. Akul, for the jury and everyone here, why don't you answer, do you believe that Mr. Christos, the defendant, has Christophania?
Oh, without a doubt. He is Christophrenic. You know, at one time, this man was commending one of his trusted friends, Peter, I think it was, giving him the assurance that he would give him the keys of the kingdom. Would you believe, not long after, he turns to the same man who was about to defend him, I might add, and tells him, "Get thee behind me, Satan." From commendation to condemnation of the same man, almost at the same time. This is no doubt symptoms of Christophania.
And in your observation of Mr. Christos, he has claimed to be the Messiah, correct?
Well, he did much more than that, sire. He actually took his delusions to the highest level. At one time, he says, "I and God," his father, he says, "are one." Deluded, if I may add. And he even went to a high Roman ranking official, telling him that his kingdom, he has the audacity. Look at him sitting there. He has the audacity to say that his kingdom is not of this world. He is certainly out of this world, if you ask me.
Well, you say that this usually affects religious fanatics. What do you have to say about that?
Let me break it down for you, sire.
Okay.
It's somewhat like, I don't know if you ever heard the terminology in the medical field, pseudosciences. It's where a woman believes that she is pregnant. She might even manifest symptoms of pregnancy, like vomiting and missing her. Well, let's move along now. And these things, she thinks she's pregnant when she is really not pregnant. Christophrania is somewhat like that. I believe Mr. Christos really thinks that he is the Messiah. He is manifesting all the signs and symptoms of Christophrania when he is actually not the Messiah.
Ain't that right, Doc? Well, thank you for your expertise, Dr. Akul.
You're very welcome, sir.
Your Honor, no further questions.
All right, defense, your witness.
Oh boy. Dr. Akul.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious. How would you know if Mr. Christos, or anybody else for that matter, is the Messiah or is suffering from this Christophrania or...
Christophrania.
Yeah, that
Yes,
thing right
yes.
there.
Oh, that's quite simple. I would run a series of psychiatric tests to determine the patient's or the client's state of mind. And then I would look at his behavioral patterns and try to connect the dots.
Now, have you been able to run any of these tests on the defendant?
I'm afraid I have not. Sorry, sir. No.
Excuse me? You haven't run any tests, and yet you're giving us your diagnosis?
Oh, no, sir. I did not give my diagnosis. What I gave was my prognosis, my professional opinion based on my psychiatric experience.
Now, has your prognosis based on your psychiatric experience
You got it right. That's correct, yes.
ever been, or is it always right?
Let's just say most of the time.
Most of the time. Oh, so that means there is room for error.
Well, based on my vast experience, I would say just a small chance.
And there is a chance, doctor, that this prognosis is predicated on prejudice?
I beg your pardon, sir. Prejudice. I never based my assessment in all of my 40 plus years on prejudice. It's prejudice, you say?
But Dr. Akul, let me tell you something. You've never even met Mr. Christos.
Oh, that's okay. Sometimes my assessment does not involve the personal interaction.
But you wouldn't want to meet him if only to confirm your suspicions?
It is not a suspicion, sire. This is based on my psychiatric experience.
And you don't think that meeting him would benefit you even more greatly?
Oh, no, not at all. I don't need to. I don't need to meet that man. I already know what he's like.
That man, huh?
Yes, that man.
Of course you know what he's like. He's delusional, schizophrenic, split personality.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
You got it right, sir.
Even though you have never met this man, you have evaluated him without even meeting him. There's something wrong with that. Perhaps if you did, Dr. Akul, you would see for yourself that, this delusional analysis is a reflection of who you are. But that's just my humble prognosis. No further questions, Your Honor.
But Your Honor, how dare this man is insulting my psyche.
Doctor, thank you for your time. You may step down. Thank you. We appreciate your opinion.
You need some psychiatric evaluation yourself.
Okay, Doc, hold your peace. Prosecution, any more witnesses?
No more witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, the defense may call its first witness.
Your Honor, I'm going to call Mr. John to the stand at this time. Thank you.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Take a seat.
John, Thunderous John, as you're called on the streets. Did you ever notice anything odd about Mr. Christos that caused you to question his identity?
Yes. Everything about Christos was different. Now, at first, I too had trouble understanding him, but that didn't keep me from getting close to him. In fact, I was intrigued by him.
Really? How so?
Well, the way he baffled scholars, ministered to broken people, performed miracles.
Oh, so those miracles, you actually witnessed those miracles?
Yes, almost every time. Water to wine, walking on water, demons fleeing, disease departing, even dead people walking. I saw it myself. This man, he's not normal.
Not normal? What do you mean by that?
Well, he's nothing like any of us, but he's everything like God. Only proud and bigoted people wouldn't see that.
See what exactly, Mr. John?
That this man you're seeing here is God sent, that's for sure. If he's not the Messiah, our Savior, then there's no such thing as a Messiah at all.
Case closed. Thank you, Mr. John. Your witness.
I wouldn't be so quick, defense. I have many questions that will illuminate the courtroom today. So, Mr. John, let me ask you, were you always so sure that this Jesus Christo was the Messiah? Or were you plotting, scheming, perhaps even hoping and wishing that he was the Messiah?
Plotting? What? Why would I be plotting?
Be it for the same reason that you and your brother were planning to, when this alleged overthrow of the Roman government happened, to have seats at his side.
Overthrow? Listen, it was our overambitious
mother. Yes, your overambitious mother, right? So then, if the offer was put on your lap, you'd refuse it, right?
Well, we all didn't fully understand his mission.
Yes, Mr. John, that's the one right thing that you said today, because a misunderstanding is everything that could be said about this man. So tell me, how is it that this man, in his hour of need, when he's getting arrested, that none of his disciples were there to help him?
That was because...
Help me understand, John, how this man, to all of his close disciples, which include you, and let me just pull the quote here. He said, "Every man shall leave me alone."
Objection, Your Honor. This man is badgering the witness.
Thank you.
Overruled. Continue prosecution.
Thank you kindly, Your Honor. Help me understand, John, how none of you, including you, John, came to his aid when dangerous accusations were being leveled against him. All of you, terrible friends. One of his friends, one of his disciples, betrayed him, turned him in. Could you believe it? Another one denied him, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times, John. And you guys have been following him for 3 years? When the police came, all of you scattered like the wind. All of you knew that something was up. You all knew that he was nothing like God.
He is.
How could he be? Didn't you say that he wasn't normal?
I might not understand everything about him, but that doesn't mean he isn't who he says he is.
Mr. John, is it understanding that you lack? Or is it perception? No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. John, you may step down.
He's not normal because God's not normal.
Please hold your comments until outside of my courtroom. Defense, you may call your second witness.
Your Honor, I'm going to call Miss Miriam to the stand at this time.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely.
Please have a seat.
So, Miss Miriam, now I understand that you and your siblings have been close friends with Mr. Christos for quite some time.
Yes, we are. He's like another brother to me. Our house has been his house.
Yes. So what can you tell us about this adopted member of the family?
Well, for starters, Mr. Christos, he's done a lot for women. Women who felt like crap, he called us daughters. Women who were told they were unclean, he let us touch him. Women who felt left behind, he let us follow him. And women who were even told they were unfit to learn, he let us sit at his feet. You see, for the first time in our lives, we women, we felt treasured, important, even liberated. No other man has ever made us feel that way.
I see. Now,
Order.
during these frequent visits to your house, did he ever appear to behave differently in your house than he was, let's say, out in public?
No, not my Jesus. I mean, Mr. Christos. With him, what you see is what you get.
Okay. And did you see or hear him say anything or planning or plotting anything sinister?
The only thing my Jesus, Mr. Christos. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Like, we're very close.
It's okay, Miss Miriam. Please answer the question.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Of course,
I
we
appreciate it. What was the question again?
Yes. You know, plotting. Did you ever hear him plotting anything?
Yes.
Sinister.
Planning and plotting, absolutely.
Hey, write that down.
Silence! There will be no outburst in my courtroom from anyone. Thank you. Please proceed.
Miss Miriam, would you care to rephrase that last statement, please?
No, I absolutely will not. What? Am I not here to tell the truth? And the truth is, every single day, Mr. Jesus Christos has been planning and plotting how he might save each and every one of us.
Okay, all right. I mean, that's what I thought, but no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thanks. Prosecution, your witness.
Okay.
Miss Miriam, by your admission, you were close to Mr. Christos.
Yes, I am. We all are.
And just how close are you to him, Miss Miriam?
As I said, we're like family. You know, he has this way of making you feel like you're special, like you matter to the world.
Okay, we can tell.
You know, just thinking about him makes me
Save the details, Miss Miriam. Please. We do not, this is a courtroom. Okay? We need to keep things professional because the look on your face shows me that Mr. Christos has done more with you than he has done with any other.
He's done a lot for me.
Yes, of course. But he seems closer to you than any other kind of family member.
What do you mean? What are you getting at?
She thinks I'm silly. Okay. The alabaster cologne, quite the sacrifice, wasn't it? Does this ring any bells?
Absolutely. It was my way of showing my affection for him.
That is some expensive affection, I must say. Name brand too on top of that. And then on top of that, you were touching him and caressing him and rubbing up on his feet. It's a very long list, Miss Miriam. So can you tell me something, Miss Miriam? Are you like this way? Do you show this kind of unrestricted affection to all of your family, or is it only just adopted members?
Objection, Your Honor. Miss Miriam is not the one on trial here today.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm only trying to ascertain the credibility of the witness.
I will allow it, Mr. Caiaphas, but it better be worth my time.
I am sure it will. Okay, Miss Miriam, weren't you concerned that all of these actions that I've listed, and again, it's a long list, all of these things that you did with Mr. Christos, an alleged Messiah, an alleged prophet, would be seen as inappropriate?
I wasn't thinking about the inappropriateness or even how it looked.
Maybe you weren't thinking at all. Isn't that a possibility? After all, isn't that what happens when your emotions get the better of you?
You see, that's the effect that Jesus Christos has on those he touches. You do things that you've never done before.
And yet again, that is the most correct thing that you've said. Like believing in him because of your feelings for him. Is it that your feelings forced you to defend him? Your love for Mr. Christos has overwhelmed your judgment, and your emotions have clouded your devotion to him. Perhaps, he is only who he is because of what he has done to you.
For me, what he has done for me.
Oh yes, we are all convinced now. No further questions, Your Honor.
Miss Miriam, you may step down.
You know, maybe if he touches
Miss
you,
Miss
you
Miriam.
may stop prosecuting him
Miriam,
altogether
hold-
and defend
Miss
him.
Miriam, hold your peace. Bailiff, escort her out.
Peace.
You can hold. Bailiff, please. Have some order when you come up to this bench. Thank you. Defense, you may call your third witness.
Your Honor, I wish to call the defendant, Jesus Christos, to the stand at this time.
Proceed.
It's gonna be all right to speak the truth.
Excuse me?
To swear to tell the truth, is it necessary? I didn't think I needed to.
Are you listening to yourself right now?
The question is, ma'am, have you all been listening to me?
To you. May I remind you, this is my courtroom.
And may I remind you that I am your judge.
My judge. As you can see, I'm the one sitting in the judge's bench right now.
And so has been the habit of many like yourself who make a profession out of judging others. But you cannot sit here and judge me without yourself being judged.
Oh, I refuse to believe what I'm hearing right now.
You are not alone. I have said many things that many people do not believe.
Mr. Christos, I will ask you one more time. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Ma'am, I do not need to tell the truth.
You don't need to tell the truth, and why not?
Well, it's because I am the truth!
That's it. I've heard enough. There will be no further arraignment or cross-examination of this witness. He has spoken. Mr. Jesus Christos, you may exit the bench. You may step down.
That is exactly what I did when I first came to this earth. I stepped down.
Absurd. This feels like a good place for a recess. We'll take a 5-minute recess.
All rise. All rise.
Will the foreman of the jury please stand? Have you all reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please stand? Proceed.
Your Honor, on the charges of sedation, tax evasion, incited violence, civil unrest, blasphemy, perverting the nation, and criminal conduct, we, the members of the jury, do find the defendant, Jesus Christos, guilty of all charges.
Your Honor, and I request that you please hold the jury.
If that is your request, I shall oblige. Pontius Pilate?
Your Honor, I have found no fault in this man.
Okay. Herod Antipas?
Your Honor, this man has done nothing deserving of death at all.
Portia Pilate?
Look, I think we should have nothing to do with this man. Last night alone, I could hardly sleep. Because of him, I was disturbed by a dream.
Order. All right. Judas.
He is a man of integrity. He is a man of integrity, but I wanted more, so I betrayed him.
Messy James.
Your Honor, anybody else who'd been guilty is charged, and they would deserve to die for their crimes. But not this man. He ain't done nothing wrong.
General C.
Ma'am, just listening to this man, I could tell he's a righteous man.
Okay. Officer G.
Your Honor, I have no doubt in my mind that this man is the Son of God.
Okay. Wait, I'm a little confused and bewildered. The verdict you've just declared states that you found the defendant guilty, yet each and every one of you have proclaimed his innocence. So help me understand, is the defendant, Mr. Jesus Christus, guilty or not guilty?
Your Honor, can I respond? Can I explain?
Please, clear up this conundrum immediately.
Your Honor, this may sound strange, but as we sat here and saw him, a look of pure innocence, quite unlike what I've been, the notorious Mr. James.
And this is a messed up verdict because you've pronounced him guilty.
Because, Your Honor, We need a man like that behind bars where we are, so prisoners like us have a chance at being liberated.
It gets more ridiculous and preposterous every time you open your mouth.
I agree, Your Honor. I only said he was a man of integrity because it's true. But Mr. Christos is still guilty of making me betray him. I wouldn't have done it if he had just done what I wanted him to do. But instead, he chose to act like a feeble little nightmare. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You all in your heart felt his innocence and still pronounced him guilty. And you, Messy James, are willing to sentence this man and pronounce him guilty just for a chance that you can be treated as innocent? I don't even know what to say.
That's correct, Your Honor. And if you do sentence him to death, you'll be sentencing me to life. And that'll be like paradise for me.
Okay, that, absurd. That is absurd. This almost feels like a mistrial. Unfortunately and regrettably, the verdict still stands. Mr. Jesus Christus, you have heard the verdict. Do you have any final words?
It is my honor to forgive you. Yes, I forgive you all, for you have not known what you all have been doing.
Very well then. Mr. Jesus Christus, you have been found guilty of all the sinful charges exposed here today, seen and unseen, known and unknown. On account of this, I do hereby sentence you to eternal death on the cross.
Not my will, but my Father's will be done.
Yes! You made my day! You made my eternity!
Jury, you may rise. You are dismissed.
All rise.